Good morning, everybody. Here we are again. I think this is going to be probably day 12 of CBC during week 2, and we have Mr. Kevin Lehde. He's coming to us all the way from Aviano, Italy, from the Air Force Base there. He is, what time of the morning is it?
It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. We're 6 hours ahead. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's an honor having you here with us. I know that I've met you. I haven't worked with you before, but I know and have heard of the love that you have for Carolina Bible Camp. Miss Abby Daly told me to tell you hey this morning. She was
man.
She was
you can't start doing that. You can't start giving me hellos from other people. It's just going to make me feel worse.
Well, she was upset that I wasn't able to do it from my home this morning. I had to run on into the office. So she's like, I was wanting to say hey to him, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to say hey to you right now, right?
There's so many people that I'm missing right now. It's crazy.
I bet so.
Abby's one of them.
All right. Well, so when we started these interviews off, it's just a discussion, really getting to know you and your time at Carolina Bible Camp. And right now would be start of day 3 for you guys during week 2. What's your thoughts, man? Not being there and
it's really hard for me, I'll be honest. Living overseas and having every summer that I've lived overseas, I've always gone back. Right. And I work at week 2 and I work at week 6. And so not being able to even go back. So I don't get to see any friends and family to begin with, whether camp's there or not, but specifically to not have camp is just, it's tearing me up.
Oh, I bet
it's so difficult.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine being that far away. And yeah, well, when you, I'm not sure of your history. I don't know that much about you, but tell me a little bit of experience. How long have you been going to Carolina Bible Camp?
So when I first moved to North Carolina in 2001, I don't know how long I had been going to church with David Allgood before he started trying to recruit me to go to CBC. He wanted me to come and work for him. But I resisted for several years. I did, other stuff in the summer. And so I resisted, but I finally broke down. It was probably in the late 2000s, like 2008, 2009, something like that, when I finally started going. My oldest son had started going a year before that.
Right.
And he was a junior camper. And so I just started going, and I'll be honest, from the moment that I pulled up into Boys Town when I first got there, I was hooked. It was done.
Oh man. So how many summers does that make now for you guys?
I think I'm probably somewhere at around 11 or 12, and the first couple was just second week, and I just visited 6th week for Friday night singing. And then after 2 or 3 years of just working second week, then I asked Dennis if I could come and work 6th week, and he said yes. And so I've worked 6th week ever since as well.
All right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know that's like I worked week 1 and then would be off week 2 and then go back week 3. And you just didn't have enough time to rest in between the 2 weeks to work. And that's got to be tough. Looks like you're locking up on me. All right, there you are.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Sorry about that. Well, so I guess the only camp location you know of is the one there in Moxville. That was one of the questions that we asked. How many different camps? Like Johnny Melton's been to every one of them except for the very first one, and right. Dennis Connor is the same way.
And they tell that story every summer in the cabins.
Oh, do they?
Every summer.
You know it by heart, don't you? What you need to do is stop them and say, hey, I'll tell this story for you now. At your age, you're probably forgetting some of it.
Have you ever been able to interrupt Johnny Melton once he starts telling a story?
No.
No? I mean, that wouldn't do any good.
Yeah, everybody is giving me a hard time. They're like, there's no way you're going to keep him under 30 minutes on an interview. But he did good. He did good. All right. Well, let me ask you this question. What is it that keeps you coming back?
For me specifically, I need Christian fellowship. We have a church family over here, but it's not the same. I don't have the same deep relationships that I've got with so many of the people from CBC. And so getting back to camp is the way for me to reconnect with the people that I'm closest to in the world. The people that I'm closest to are people that I know from CBC.
Right.
Now, I will grant you that a lot of that is because there is so much overlap between the staff at second week and the members at Fuquay. And so
Right.
there's so much overlap. I mean, the whole church is gone to camp during second
Right.
week. So there's, I guess that's cheating a little bit, but the people at sixth week as well. So people second and sixth week, they mean everything to me. And so to get the deep Christian fellowship that I love, I've got to be back at camp. And so that's why this is such a tough year.
Yeah, I bet so. It's like a family reunion, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is. It's an annual family reunion for me.
Yes, sir. Well, if you could, can you share a favorite memory that you have, either from week 2 or week 6, that you want to share with us?
So many of my great memories of camp revolve around the Friday night singing. That to me is the thing. And so probably the most, I don't know, I guess spirit-filled moment that I can remember. It was a few years ago. We were going to sing Magnificat at Friday night singing. And so I was putting together the Friday night singing, and so we had Jeff Sykes was there, and we were sitting, trying to figure out who's going to be leading which songs, and what order and all that stuff. I'm like, Magnificat, and just out of the blue, I don't know whether it was he or I that had the idea, but we were like, why don't we back up Magnificat with Silent Night? It just was, just completely out of the blue. And just because, it just goes so well with the birth narrative. And we sang Magnificat and Silent Night at that Friday night singing. And you could feel the Spirit moving in that dining hall as we were singing.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Silent Night is just not a normal Friday night singing type song, but it was otherworldly. Just the atmosphere in that dining hall when we sang that, and it's just gorgeous, and just makes the hair on your arms stand up as it's happening. And so that moment has stuck with me over the years since it's happened.
That's cool. I can remember one year we had, I think it was the first year I directed week 7. We had everybody go out into the parking lot there, the shelter, and beautiful dark skies. It's probably close to midnight, and we all stood in that tight circle singing the greatest commands. And just, you're that tight, and the voice is just ringing through you, and those cold chills. And
now I also have to, I got to give another quick mention as well, because I remember back years ago when Zach Hammett, who the Hammetts have been coming to second week for a long time, and Zach was going to be baptized. And so his dad was, I think, David's assistant director that year. And so he was going to baptize him in the pool. And so everybody's standing around the pool. But then all the people from Fuquay Arena that were there, campers and staff, we all went down in the pool and surrounded him in the pool while everybody else was watching. And so that was a great moment, just to all be there watching him be baptized. And as we're leaving the pool, and so of course we're all wet because nobody planned it. It was just something that we just all did. So we're all soaking wet, but we're all getting out of the pool. And as everybody's leaving, we're getting out of the pool, and somebody that was not from Fuquay but was there at camp said, "Man, why did y'all all go down there in the pool?" And my son, as he's coming out, my youngest son, as he's coming out, he was probably 11, 12 years old, something like that at the time. He says, "Because we're Fuquay Arena." And that was quite a moment. Like, he was more proud of that than Zach being baptized, I think, at the time.
Those things you'll never forget, right?
Oh, love that stuff. Love it.
Well, if you've probably had the experience of dealing with the first time camper, and sometimes they're kind of hesitant to let go of mom and dad when they're leaving on Sunday afternoon. What would you say to a kid like that if you had the opportunity just to speak to them about Carolina Bible Camp to kind of reassure them?
I know what I would say. I can't promise that it would work. I tend to scare people when I'm talking to them more than reassure them, and I don't know exactly why that is, but especially small children. But what we've always said is, just be brave enough to just make it another day.
Mm-hmm.
Make it one more day.
Yes.
And see at the end of one more day if you're not doing better and you're not enjoying yourself and you don't want to stay. Just give me one more day. And yeah, there have certainly been some campers I can remember that have needed to stay with mom or dad in the staff cabin or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, just because of their issues that are going on. But
yeah,
just one more day. If you can just give me one day, then I'll bet that you're going to have so much fun that you're ready to give it one more day. And hopefully, and then of course, time you look up, a week's flown by and you're already done.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, one of the questions that I've been asking, and this is probably going to be one that it'll probably be hard for you to say, just one person, but if you have a staff member or a camper that's really made an impression on you over the years, who would that be?
Yeah, so I anticipated your question and started thinking ahead of time. And here's my list. So I'm going to run through them all really. I'm going to read them off really fast. Okay. All right. After the first summer, my best friends in the world were Michael and Megan Payne, and have continued to be that way ever since. I love those two, and I love their family. And so Michael and Megan Payne are top of the list. I love those guys. Johnny Melton, Ray Raleigh, Stephen Flatt, the Grigsbys, man, I love them. Of course, I love Dennis Conner. I love Caleb Closet. I mean, he's he's so good. Sean and Danae Castile. I love the Castiles. I love Jeff Sykes and Todd Harris. Nobody drives me crazier than Luke Vance, but I'll put him on the list as well. I got a list of campers too. I mean, Joseph Hodge, of course. Seth Garcia, his partner in crime. Man, I love Seth. Chelsea Holland, Sarah Miller, Courtney Bailey, Abby Daly, she's on here. I better stop probably. I mean, there's obviously just too many to possibly mention all of the campers and staff that I have loved over the years. So I love all these people. That's my crew.
There you go. It's people that you can call anytime, day or night, and talk to, right?
I love them. And and the thing is that I've got individual stories about all of them. And, I could sit here and I could just tell individual stories about all of my interactions with all these people.
Yes.
Just because, they're my world,
There you go.
So.
Well, good deal. Well, I really appreciate your time this morning, or for you this afternoon, of getting together with you and just spending a few minutes talking about Carolina Bible Camp, and just talking to you for the first time really like this. Yeah. I can see the love that you have and appreciation you have for Carolina Bible Camp, but most importantly for the staff, the people that make Carolina Bible Camp who it is, or what it is. True. It's a true blessing to see a brother in Christ that loves the Lord and loves to serve, and I appreciate what you do. And to travel back to the States every year for Carolina Bible Camp, that's a commitment, and I appreciate it. I really do. So the one question that I've been asking at the end of this, and for you it's probably going to be even harder, if there was something you wanted to say to not only the staff, but the campers, and also to your family back here in the States, what would it be right now?
I mean, just, just letting everybody, just to everybody, how precious they are to me, and how much people like David Allgood and Dennis Conner mean to me, and the chances that they've given me over the years, and the faith that they've shown in me, and the love that so many people show me every summer. It means the world to me. I will do my very best to last another year, and hope that all is normal again next year, so that I can go and be a part of my family again.
Awesome. Well, brother, y'all stay safe over there. As you know, we're doing this 49 days of CBC right now, trying to just remind everybody about Carolina Bible Camp, spending time with staff members. And I'm trying to get some campers to come on too, to do little interviews with them. But every chance you get, I know it's harder for you being over there, but encourage the people of week 2 to help us on the social media side to push this idea of 49 days of Carolina Bible Camp, to see if we can raise some funds to help our shortfall for this year. But brother, stay safe. You'll be in our prayers, and thank you so much for what you've done for Carolina Bible Camp.
Appreciate it, Andy. Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. You take care of yourself.